Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so this is everything that we've been waiting for the last 6-7 years. For me, I've been waiting to see a team with some real umph to him since probably like 2012. I mean 2011, 2012. 2016, the defense did. Odell did, but the rest of the team, I mean, it was pretty much more of the same. It was boring to watch a bunch of these games. I mean, 2015 and 2014, we we had a ton of fun on offense. I mean, Odell was great. Even Ruben Randall chimed in at times. We had some fun on offense 2014 to 2015. I mean, we put up what 50 points, 48 points against the Saints. Eli threw 5, 6 touchdowns. It was huge. So that was fun. But the Giants over the years have really struggled. And starting off with Jerry Reese and starting off with going from Jerry Reese to him making those splash plays to where we think, you sign Damon Harrison, you sign Olivier Vernon, you sign Janoris Jenkins, and you go to the playoffs immediately. And Giants fans love to be the people that say that they were always right and we were the underdogs and we won and blah 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 blah. It just is what it is. That's what Giants fans love to do, to point out that everybody was wrong and that we proved everybody wrong. And that's what people were doing after that 2016 season. And we thought, we're signing Brandon Marshall, and Brandon Marshall's going to come in here and he's going to have a not even a resurgence, but he's going to continue a great career. And Brandon Marshall gets hurt. Sterling Shepard gets hurt. I think this was 2017. Sterling Shepard gets hurt. Odell got hurt. Everybody got hurt. And ever since then, all of our receivers have consistently been hurt. Dwayne Harris even got hurt. And this was like week 3. It is just a mess, man. Just a mess. Same thing happens in 2018. Sterling Shepard, Victor Cruz. I don't know if Cruz was even still on that team, but I know it was one season where every single wide receiver got hurt. And then it happened the year after that. And it's just been a mess, especially as far as watching entertaining football. And we're still not up to the point to where, we can expect our team to go out there and put up 27 plus points. It hasn't been like that for, about 7-8 years. It just hasn't. But I will say that we have a team that is entertaining. We make plays on offense. Daniel Jones running the ball, Saquon running the ball. We make plays on defense. And this is just a team that's just so just together and chippy and just I hate to say hard nosed, but you guys get what I'm saying. Tough, it's just something that pretty much what Joe Judge would describe it as. And I'll give a quick shout out to Joe Judge because a lot of people hate the guy. A lot of people hate the guy, and I don't want him coaching my team again. But one thing I will say is Joe Judge is like the ex that you have before you get married. And listen to what I'm saying here. He's like the ex you have before you get married. He is the person or the coach or whatever you want to call it that you have to deal with, that you have to do some growth that prepares you for what's actually supposed to be for you in your life. So Joe Judge got here and he took a team that was a laughing stock. Now he kind of brought it back to a laughing stock by the end of his time here. But hear me out here. He took a team that was pretty much a consistent joke. Always people in the locker room whispering about each other, people dropping anonymous reports about teammates, Eli Apple getting hazed in the locker room at the end of the Coughlin era, Eli Apple having issues with Landon Collins, and just a bunch of just mess. Janoris Jenkins calling people names on Twitter and then getting traded. Just a bunch of crazy stuff was happening on the Giants when you got guys like Ben McAdoo, when you got guys like Tom Coughlin, who, let's not get it twisted. Tom Coughlin is a guy who's a Hall of Famer, who's definitely a tough coach. But by that point in his career, he was just kind of just didn't have it in him anymore. And then you got Ben McAdoo and, like I said, Pat Shurmur. So these guys were not putting their foot down in the locker room. And that's honestly why the Odell thing got out of hand, to be honest with you. And that's my belief. But Joe Judge brought structure to the Giants again. Since Coughlin, he brought structure back to the Giants. And I thank Joe Judge for that. Now, as far as the on-the-field stuff and as far as what he did to our franchise quarterback, as far as putting a muzzle on him and making him not the same guy that he's always been, that's something that's tough. But as far as the organization bringing structure to it, I think Joe Judge did a great job of that. I think he always was, until his probably like last 2 or 3 weeks here, he did a great job with that. And he prepared us to get a guy like Brian Dable, to have a locker room that's open to Brian Dable. Listen, guys, these are a lot of Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman players that they came in and looked at and said, these guys are people that we can build with because they're the type of people that we can build with. So always shout out to Judge, shout out to Gettleman from this standpoint, because we got a ton of their players. And I'm just that kind of person. Some people might not do it, but I just will. So this video is just pretty much a walk down memory lane. I wanted to talk about how we got here. And of course, after Judge, you know the story is this season. And I think we're on a great trajectory. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about here is Kenny Golladay. And the whole Kenny Golladay thing, to me, I've made videos about it. I don't want to go into deep detail about how I feel like he just never got a shot. In fact, I will. I'll make it quick, but I will. Kenny Golladay got here as a 50-50 ball type of receiver. A guy that you throw the ball. If you got him one-on-one down the field, you throw the ball up to him. That's just what you do. But we never tried to do that here. We didn't try to do it with Judge. And by the time Dable was here, I don't know if Kenny's just not the same player. I don't. But we clearly see that Dable did not have much faith in Kenny Golladay being here. It's just that simple. The guy went out there, he dropped 2 or 3 passes, he gets benched for 2 weeks. Drops another pass, gets benched for 3 weeks. And this is a guy who never had drop issues, a guy who never had any sort of issues like that. It's obviously a very deep mental slump. And I hope that Kenny Golladay goes somewhere else and becomes, sort of a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, is able to go out there and just have fun playing the game again. I do think he's having fun winning games, even watching it from the sideline. I do think he's having fun here doing that. But I hope he can go somewhere where he can be that wide receiver 2, 3, whatever it is, and go out there and just have fun again. I just hope he can do that. As far as him scoring that amazing touchdown against the Eagles last week or this past Sunday, it's just what I expect from a guy like him. Now, I don't know if he can do that consistently. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. Maybe he's the exact same player as he was. But I just think at this point, as a Giant, the book is over for him. The book is over. He's not going to be a superstar for the Giants. Mentally, it's not there. Evan Ingram, mentally, it wasn't there. I think he's going to be a really good player in Jacksonville, but mentally, it just wasn't there. Some people cannot play in New York, and some people just can't deal with these fans. I mean, his comments were off on Instagram. He turned his comments back on after he scored his touchdown. And I don't have anything against Kenny Golladay. I think he's a good guy. Always kept it classy this entire time. And people love to try to attack that dude's character. But he's always kept it straight down the middle. Supported his teammates. Is a love guy in that locker room this entire time. So shout out to Kenny Golladay. Do I think that he will play this postseason? That's a good question. My first thought is absolutely not. He'll play like 2 to 9 snaps. But maybe we do incorporate him in the red zone. Maybe we see that catch that he made and we throw him a fade in the red zone. But you don't want to start messing around with ingredients when they've gotten this far. You don't want to take Hodgins out. You don't want to take James out. You don't want to take guys out who have been producing. You just don't want to do that. You don't want to change the offense for one guy when you've gotten this far doing it a certain kind of way. So overall, this is sort of like a hodgepodge. I just started off going down memory lane as far as how far we've come. I mean, since probably like 2011 and just everything we've had to endure as fans. I mean, there's some fans who are younger than me who literally only remember Odell being a great wide receiver. And other than that, just a bunch of just nonsense. just not winning, not making the playoffs, just misery as Giants fans. So I'm happy for those guys, happy for those people that get to see the Giants in the playoffs for maybe the second time in their time remembering watching football. So that's great for them. Great for it's just great for everybody. Great for everybody to be back, and hopefully we can go out there and get a win, guys. Hopefully we can go out there and get this win and get our first playoff win since 2011. So you guys let me know how you're feeling going into this. I mean, this playoff game. It feels like a breath of fresh air. I don't think we're playing with house money. We are. Listen, guys, we are playing with house money. But I'm not going to say we are because I expect to win. I expect us to compete. I expect us to give it our all this Sunday and get a win. Let's go. I mean, if there's any time to celebrate, people, this is the time to celebrate as a Giants fan. You saw how long it took us last time. Please enjoy this week. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. And I think we're going to have a lot more of this. But just in case, enjoy it, people. You made it this deep into the video. Come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.